Hey, residents of Woodburn, Oregon. Have an interesting one for you tonight. It's about the water quality in Woodburn, how things have changed over time. Folks, I've been associated with Woodburn for over 30 years now. We moved there in the early 90s. Been around the area ever since. I've heard a lot of nonsense about the water since then. Now, many of you remember 30 years ago, in a shower stall, in the toilet, in the sink, especially on a white background, you would have a bright yellow streak coming out of the head wherever the water came out. And it would basically stain the shower stall or the toilet. And the reason is just because of hard water. Hard water isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's complete well water. Like the water out of that river back there, it's completely clear and fine to drink. There's nothing wrong with it. With water that's directly out of the ground, or well water, it's got minerals and sulfur in it. This is what causes that yellowing. Woodburn's water had a lot of sulfur in it and a lot of minerals back in the day. It has since changed, and I mean really changed since then. We've got, I believe, at least 4 different water treatment facilities as of now. Now, this town is growing. Don't get me wrong, things change. A lot of municipalities and cities start piping water different places. We need to increase the size of infrastructure and pipes. That's a given. But what is going into the water system, or what is being pulled out of the ground, is what's not being talked about. Now, think about this. Woodburn is a seriously old town. Think about all the old utilities, all the old infrastructure under the ground that you don't see. You know, these pipes from the 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s, they do not get updated or replaced unless we need to update water flow from one side of the town to the other, or we have a broken pipe. Now, that does happen, but there's a lot, and I mean a lot, of old pipes in downtown Woodburn. All this water is shared through a network of systems on each corner of the town. The thing about it is, you need to think about the old times and what that town was founded on. Folks, that town, if it wasn't for the railroad, it wouldn't be there. The railroad put that place on the map. Second of all, agricultural, which is still heavy in that town, has played a huge factor in that town. Ever since it was created back in the 1800s. Agricultural seems to be what's going on real good right now. And our new addition, unfortunately, the Amazon Center. Folks, a lot of things have been changed since Amazon came to town. Some good, but mostly bad. It's what they're not talking about, what they want to keep suppressed. But that's a video for a different day. What's going on right now? I've noticed in the last year or so that people are starting to talk about the water quality. So a group of friends and I, that have actually grown up in that town, we've decided to start looking into it ourselves. Now, later this year, when we get into the hot season, the ground starts drying up and getting, dusty and cracked and what it does in the summer. We want to start doing some water tests. We want to check pH. We want to check parts per million. We want to see what's being put in and how it is before it goes to the water treatment facility, and then how it is after it goes to the water treatment facility. There is nothing wrong with hard groundwater, guys. I'll say that again. There is nothing wrong with well water. A lot of people swear by well water, and they wouldn't have it any other way. I remember way back, it seems like all of my neighbors used to have the big blue bottle in that fancy dispenser. I call them a commercial water dispenser. You see them at like the doctor's office or the dentist. Everybody's got one. People used to have those in Woodburn. Why did they have those? When I was 4 and 5, I thought, man, why don't we have one of these? And I thought, just turn the faucet on and do the same thing. You don't have to keep changing the bottle and going back to the store, whatever. Well, maybe it was for a reason that these people knew why they should have those back in the day. It's almost like they knew ahead. Go figure. Now, like I said, these 4 people that came down with cancer in early 2017 and 2018, they had no medical history whatsoever. They went into remission and actually made a full recovery. Lost all their hair. I mean, it looked bad. And for that age of people, guys, we shouldn't have cancer problems in our 20s. No way. They swore up and down that it was something to do with the water. Now, this is prior COVID, guys. Whatever happened after COVID and Amazon came to town, who knows? That's another video for a different day. But what I can attest to, people were complaining about the water quality of Woodburn, and they still are. Get on Faceplant, look at Reddit. There's a bunch of threads going around. Why hasn't anybody made a video on it? Go figure. Huh. I have a list of names here. These are people that have actually stepped out and decided to make contact with us and say, hey, you know, I think you're onto something here. Maybe we should look into it. But most people go, how do we go from point A to point B and actually privately investigate something like this? And you know something else? This is accusations of water quality years ago, but not that long ago. If you have something that might be of interest to us as far as testimony, or you actually did water tests yourself years ago, or somebody you know has actually gotten sick, we want to hear about it. Go ahead, send me an email. Please reach out, leave us a comment. We plan to do a follow-up video later this year. We want to see what water quality is in different parts of the town. Think about all the agricultural over the years, all the pesticides, herbicide spray. Here's a one for you. How about the Pudding River? The Pudding River, guys, you can't see it, but that river is as clear as day back there. Back in the day, the Pudding River was as clean as clear as could be. Before the farmland came in and before everybody started tilling the earth, that was a clean, clean, clean river. I mean, you could see all the way to the bottom. Before my time. But think about all the years, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, all the years of spray and everything that's going on around town. We've got quite a diverse of agricultural in that town. We've got hops, we've got beans, we've got the regular crops, corn, wheat, all of that. Then there's the berry fields. You know what kind of things you have to spray on berries to keep the bugs off? It's pretty nasty, and that stuff stinks. You ever seen the spray cab tractors? And inside those tractors with a full spray cab, they still wear a suit. Can you imagine how bad that stuff is that they got to wear an actual airtight suit inside of an airtight cab? Just think about that for a minute. Anyways, off topic. The water quality. If you have anything that you want to add to it, we would love to hear from you. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.